What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, the Creed 3 movie is set to hit the theaters in the top half of the year of 2023, at the beginning of 2023. I believe March 2023, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe March 2023. This is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, a long-awaited film. It's been since we ain't got a Creed film since 2018. So people are excited about it. We see Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is starring in the film. He's a tremendous young actor. Seen him do his thing in Lovecraft Country. I'm excited to see what what Creed 3 will bring to the Creed franchise, right? However, Sylvester Stallone will not be in this film. And since the film has, it's been rumblings about the film, since the film has kind of been, I guess, wrapped up its production, so on and so forth, Sylvester Stallone has come forth and said some not so pleasant things about the film. And let me just get into this, right? Sylvester Stallone has come out and said he will not be supporting the Creed 3 film at all, right? He says he doesn't agree with the direction of the movie. And Sylvester Stallone has differences with the producer of the Creed and Rocky films, Irwin Winkler, and he's pissed off about not owning anything of the Rocky franchise itself. And he's pissed off because Irwin Winkler is holding on to the rights of the franchise. So he's come out and said he's not going to support the film, he's not watching it, so on and so forth, and all of that, right? And when asked about his absence in the Creed 3 movie, Stallone has been quoted as saying, "That's a regretful situation because I know what it could have been. It was taken in a direction that is quite different than I would have taken it. It's a different philosophy. Irwin Winkler and Michael B. Jordan's. I wish them well, but I'm more of a sentimentalist. I like my heroes getting beat up, but I just don't want them going into that dark space. I just feel like people have enough darkness." Right? Stallone feels that the Creed 3 film may be a little too dark for his taste, and he would have preferred a lighter approach to the sequel franchise. He then went on to say that Michael B. Jordan, nice guy, the studio's wonderful, but it's just that it's been such a real rough emotional ride. That's all. It really has. Now, if Michael B. Jordan, we come up with a story, I'll do Creed 4 with him as long as the other fella's not involved. It sounds like his main beef is with Irwin Winkler, the film's producer. Or is it? Or is it, y'all? Or is he just trying to say that now to clean it up? Or does he really have some issue with Michael B. Jordan and all this? And Michael B. Jordan as well. And I say that because Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank Stallone, took to Instagram a month back and had this to say about Creed 3 and Michael B. Jordan. This is Frank Stallone, Sylvester Stallone's brother, talking about Creed 3 and Michael B. Jordan. He said, "This might be the biggest bomb in the last decade. This film is a farce, directed by this guy who thinks who thinks he is. So who does he think he is? My brother created Rocky. I was there. I know. Now this guy puts this $90 million folly out, starring and directing? Really? Sorry, any film on Rocky without Sly is a joke. The only good Creed was the first one where my brother unceremoniously got ripped off for his well-deserved Oscar. I'm so happy my brother was not involved in this bombast. Save your money and see Top Gun." Then Frank Stallone then continued, "Listen, folks, they didn't want him in 3 because Jordan's ego surpasses his less than mediocre talent," right? And some people can write it off and say, well, hey, that's Frank Stallone. That's not Sylvester Stallone's sentiments. That's his brother, right? Just because his brother says something, that does not mean that Sylvester Stallone supports it. That doesn't mean that Sylvester Stallone backs it up. However, Sylvester Stallone shared this post, and he also liked it publicly for everyone to see as well. So, to me, man, the way Sylvester Stallone is coming off, it seemed like he is throwing salt on the movie, and it's really distasteful to me, right? Because even if you have a said dispute with the producer, Irwin Winkler, to just come out and say that you're not going to see the movie and you ain't supporting it, you ain't behind it, that's shitting on Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, in my opinion, right? And I don't like that. Michael B. Jordan, his directorial debut, he's trying to put out a great product to the fans. He's trying to put out a great product to the people who enjoy the Creed films. And if Sylvester Stallone comes out and says, "I'm not supporting this film," there will be individuals who won't see it just because Sylvester Stallone says he's not supporting it. Sylvester Stallone has that much of a iconic or he has that much of a huge fan following, fanfare, that they will do whatever Sylvester Stallone says to do. Right? Now, of course, there are people who are that big of Rocky fans who, no matter what, they won't see the movie because Sylvester Stallone isn't in it, right? And Rocky isn't in it. They won't watch it. However, there are some people who are willing to give this movie a shot because at the end of Creed 2, as you all can remember, Sylvester Stallone said himself that he was done with the Creed franchise, that Rocky's story had been basically told as far as it can go, and he said that he wasn't coming back right after Creed 2 came out, and he allegedly passed the torch of the film to Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, right? And at the end of the Creed 2 movie, Rocky fist bumps Creed and says, "It's your time now," right? But now Sylvester Stallone seems to be pissed off that it's Creed's time. He's pissed off that he's not in the film. I don't know, man. Like, what happened? What happened? Did his mind change now? Did he want to be in the movie now? And then when they started production and all of that, now it's like, oh, well, you told us you didn't want to be in the movie. You're not in the script now. Like, what is going on? Did he change his mind and wake up and say, you know what, I want to be back in the film? I don't know, man. But because you have a issue with Irwin Winkler, I don't think that's fair to Michael B. Jordan that you're trying to just shit on this film. And it was, I hope this film does not bomb or, I think it's still a do great because Jonathan Majors is a hell of an actor. Michael B. Jordan is one hell of an actor. So I don't care what Frank Stallone's saying. He can't act and he's less than mediocre talent, bro. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Frank Stallone. Michael B. Jordan is an excellent actor. And everybody knows it. You just so upset that your brother not in the film that you coming out and saying something like this. So, bro, what the hell? Knock it off, bro. Knock it off, brother. I know you mad that your brother not in the film, but to say Michael B. Jordan is a less than mediocre talent, hell no. The movies wouldn't have done that great if he was, even if it was Rocky attached to the film. It wouldn't have done that great and people wouldn't rave about the film if it was terrible acting. Man, everybody, you remember when that Creed 1 first came out? Sylvester Stallone was great in it, and he's right. His brother did get robbed of an Oscar for that film. He was nominated, but he should have won. I agree, for sure. But Michael B. Jordan did a hell of a job in that film. And just to act like, oh, he's less than mediocre, cut it out, bro. Cut it out. But anyway, I don't agree with Sylvester Stallone just coming out and doing this to this film, trashing that young brother's directorial debut. And he's trying to do an awesome job for this film, and he knows that Sylvester Stallone knows the power he has. He's coming off like a grumpy old man who's just pissed off about him not being in the film. Now that he sees the film, it's probably about to be a great look and a great overall outcome, right? So now, and then he tries to act like it's just about Irwin Winkler. Act like it's about Irwin Winkler. If it was just about Irwin Winkler, why would you like and share a post where your brother is taking shots and digs at Michael B. Jordan and, trying to put him in the coffin? That ain't cool. That's not cool, man. And I don't like that, man. And, for him to be acting like this, like, again, you're going to just basically shit on his brother directorial debut. Don't go where he ain't going and support it. He ain't watching it. He ain't going to look at it. It's going to be people that's going to take that and run with it, man. That's not going to support this film. And I don't like that, man. And, again, now he said at the end of the film, at the end of Rocky 2, Rocky's story had been told as far as it could go. It ended in a perfect way to me, with him going back to go see his son Robert, and meeting his grandson, and getting back connected to, his son after them having a strange relationship, and Creed, being at the top of the boxing world. It ended in great fashion. And, I don't know what the heck, now he wants back in, and I hear people saying that, well, Rocky should always be in these films because Rocky created the character of Apollo Creed, and, Apollo Creed is Adonis's father. He should always be in his films. But listen, y'all, the Creed spinoff was Ryan Coogler's idea and creation. Let's not forget that the Creed spinoff was Ryan Coogler's idea and creation. The Creed movies itself gave the Rocky franchise new life and rejuvenated it amongst the youth. Because a lot of people I'm 29 years old. I watched the Rocky films because of my uncles. They loved it, right? But people in my generation, they wasn't watching Rocky like that. But people in my generation were excited to go see the Creed films and were rushing to the box office to go see it because, it was Michael B. Jordan and his great story about, a young boxer who was the son of Apollo Creed, and he was conceived out of adultery, so on and so forth, and he got a chip on his shoulder. People were excited about this young, fresh story. Starring Michael B. Jordan, the Philadelphia He goes back to the Philadelphia boxing scene, and then now is you get the new modern Philadelphia in the film with the people riding the bikes and all this and all that with the hip hop music playing. It was a dope, interesting take and spin on it, right? It rejuvenated life in the Rocky films. The Creed movie did, right? So to act like just because Sylvester Stallone created the Rocky franchise, he should have all say so in the Creed series is something I don't buy. I don't buy that. He didn't even want to do the Creed series until he saw Fruitvale Station, and I get it. Some people want to see, well, let me see what this young director can do before he tries to come with me with this big idea and pitches this idea to me. And after he saw Fruitvale Station, he hopped on board, right? But yeah, man, like, again, just because Stallone created the Rocky franchise does not mean he should have all say so in the Creed series. I don't buy that because he didn't even create the Creed series itself. He created the character of Apollo Creed, but, and also, man, after doing the Creed movie and Sylvester Stallone, his acting career, it was rejuvenated in a major way. And of course, it was due to him and his great performance that he delivered. He delivered a great performance, right? But that young brother, Ryan Creed, wrote that script for that movie. He wrote that script for that movie and brought it to Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, like, okay, cool, I'll do it, right? The movie was even just jump-started and created because of Ryan Coogler, right? And after he won an award for the movie, Sylvester Stallone I'm talking about, he forgot to thank the guy who created the spinoff and pulled him in on it. Ryan Coogler himself, right? And again, I get it. How can you do a Creed series, a spinoff, without Rocky in it? So he had to get Rocky. I get it. But Ryan Coogler created it. This was Ryan Coogler's, his baby, his project that he brought to life and people loved and adored and were enamored with after they thought it would be some type of like corny remake and some type of corny spinoff, and people were like dissing it when they first heard of the idea, and they turned out to love it. And they loved it because of not only Sylvester Stallone's acting, but Michael B. Jordan's extraordinary acting and Ryan Coogler's vision, his script, his direction. Like, come on, man. Like, man, I just don't like the way Sylvester Stallone is coming off with this. He acting like a grumpy old man. He acting like, I don't like the way he just basically pouring all type of salt and hate and animus on Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. And I just feel like, don't damage what this film could do with you saying you're not supporting it, because some people love Sylvester Stallone that much they will stand behind anything he says and does. Man, it's a boxing channel. It's a Rocky channel on YouTube. And this dude will follow anything that Sylvester Stallone says. He loves Sly that much. He will do whatever Sly says and he will push that narrative for Sly. And there's people that follow that channel who also love Sylvester Stallone. It's not a huge channel, but but people pay attention to his videos. He gets a lot of views on it. And he's now selling it that Sylvester Stallone was done so wrong and this is terrible, that people shouldn't go see it, and he's not watching it, and people who really love Sylvester Stallone should not go watch the film. And that's what Sylvester Stallone is sparking with this type of hate. And I just don't rain on that brother's parade. I don't like that. From what I see, and again, we only know what we see, but Michael B. Jordan has been nothing but respectful to Sylvester Stallone the whole time. So it's like, I don't like that. And again, if your beef is really with Irwin Winkler, why damage a film that's being directed by Michael B. Jordan, a guy that you allegedly don't have any beef with, but after we see you liking and sharing your brother's posts, making denigrating marks about Michael B. Jordan, you may have some beef with him, but you want to hide it and you don't want to come forth with it. He's coming off like a grumpy old man, and he got beef with everybody surrounding the Rocky series, the Rocky franchise. He even got beef with Dolph Lundgren, aka Ivan Drago, for agreeing to do a Drago spinoff, right? And he pissed off about it. And I don't know, man. I don't know, but I just don't like it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.